Just when we thought most of the changes were finalized, we recently got even more info about a buff for Xilonen. But what's even more interesting is that there are buffs, or should I say improvements, for Mualani as well. So in this video, let's discuss the recent changes, talk about the info on 4-star character that might appear in the 5.1 banners, and talk about some news about Pyro Traveler. The Kinich and Raiden banners have been live for a few days now, so if you want to save up to 20% on Genesis crystals, check out lootbar.gg. I will buy the 6,480 Genesis crystals pack for $82, which costs $100 in the game. All I need to do is enter my UID and choose a server. Since every top-up goes through Genshin top-up channels, I received the double amount of Genesis crystals for my first purchase and saved $18 on top of that. Lootbar has more than 4,000 5-star reviews. I used Lootbar to send dozens of welcomes from my giveaways, so I can personally recommend it. Use my link in the description to get an additional 5% discount. Starting with Xilonen, she already received some buffs, especially with her constellation, and I don't recall any significant nerfs in the beta. But yesterday, a trustworthy source named HomDGCat shared some info about additional interruption resistance for Xilonen in her C1. Apparently, during Xilonen's Nightsoul state, she gains extra interruption resistance with a coefficient of 0.5, which stacks to 0.25 with C1. I checked the comments under that post. It seems that Xilonen's C1 also increases nearby allies' interruption resistance when triggering her talent. Recently, her C2 got buffed, and now we're seeing another C1 buff, which is even more good news for those planning to pull for her in 5.1. But the changes don't stop there. It looks like Mualani will also receive some improvements in version 5.1, according to the same source, HomDGCat. In 5.1, Mualani will be immune to fall damage during certain surfing animations. Her shark bite ability has been fixed. It will no longer lose track of the target in certain situations. Plus, Mualani will now face the target before the bite, so she shouldn't move in the wrong direction anymore. There are also changes to her C4. A 200% damage increase has been added to the damage bonus multiplier. However, the damage reduction when hitting multiple enemies is now an independent multiplier. For example, when hitting 2 enemies, the damage decreases by 14%. Now let's look at the potential 4-star character that might appear in the 5.1 banners. First, let's quickly review who will be in 5.1. In the first phase, we will get a new character, Xilonen. As for the other character, it's going to be Chiori. In the second phase, you can expect reruns of Nahida and Hu Tao. According to the same source, HomDGCat, it seems that Kuki Shinobu's trial lineup was modified, so there's a good chance she'll be in the 5.1 banners. It wasn't specified in which phase she'll appear, but most likely in the second. The reasoning is simple. Nahida will also be in the second phase, and Kuki works very well with Nahida. So if Kuki is in the 5.1 banners, she should be in the second phase. Now to the Pyro Traveler. As you may already know, we don't have a Pyro Traveler yet, and we won't get them until version 5.3, the same update when Mavuika will be released. It seems that Blazing Flint Ore will be the Pyro Traveler's constellation material. Blazing Flint Ore is a very special item obtained after reaching tribe reputation level 4 with various tribes in Natlan, so if you want to level up the Traveler right away, you'd better farm these. Another item called Cornerstone of Stars and Flames seems to be the Pyro Traveler's level up material, though this hasn't been confirmed yet. What do you think about these changes? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to save up to 20% on Genesis crystals, visit lootbar.gg. All you need is your UID and server. The link is in the description.